This is the Mahindra Marazzo. Now MPVs have come a long way from being just people haulers. Today, not only do they have to carry 6 to 7 people and their luggage, but also be as friendly to drive as your everyday sedan. Mahindra has been synonymous with making people movers for a long time, and their latest effort, the Marazzo, aims to raise the bar a lot higher. So come on then, let's have a look. Let's begin by saying the Marazzo is one good-looking MPV. No unnecessary drama, just a clean, cohesive design all the way from the front to the back. The big 17-inch wheels fill the wheel wells nicely, giving it an imposing stance. Only the rear is a little too bland for our liking, but overall, the Marazzo is a great effort from Mahindra on the design front. Being an MPV, space had to be the Marazzo's utmost priority, and it is spacious. Starting with the third row, let's just say it's great for kids. As you can see, my knees touch, but that doesn't really make it uncomfortable. And let me remind you, this is with the second row seats at their rearmost position. The second row has acres of space, and even the seats are large and comfy, which should make it ideal for long distances. Now on to the front seats. Again, very comfortable, good support all around. The overall dashboard layout looks smart too. Like the exteriors, it has a flowing design and plenty of gloss. There's a big 8-inch screen in the center, below which are the familiar aircon controls that you also see in the other Mahindras. To know more about the infotainment system and the features, click on the link on the top right-hand corner. We did have some issues with the plastic quality in certain areas, like the central storage, the handbrake, but overall, the interiors are quite easy on the eye and practical. To know more about the practicality aspect, click on the link on the top left-hand corner. Smooth. That's the first thing that comes to your mind when you're driving the Marazzo. Then there are the light controls, the clutch, the gear shift, and even the steering. It's hard to fathom you're behind the wheel of a big MPV. And this despite the fact that the Marazzo isn't a monocoque, but a body-on-frame MPV. The 1.5-litre 4-cylinder diesel has a unique layout and sits transversely, powering the front wheels. Keep it above 1500 RPM and the Marazzo chugs along nicely with enough torque to canter along even with 4 people on board. But should the revs drop below 1500 RPM, the Marazzo just loses any sort of go and you really need to rev it to avoid stalling. To know more about performance, click on the top right-hand corner. Let's get to the ride and handling bit now. The Marazzo keeps telling you it's a body-on-ladder and not a monocoque, and that's thanks to the jiggly nature. But that said, body control is quite impressive. Around town, the Marazzo glides over the small undulations with ease, and should the going get tougher, the high ground clearance is an absolute boon. Of course it rolls, like any tall car would, but it's plenty confident while taking corners. And should you refrain from acting like Michael Schumacher, it's fun too. Even around the tighter confines of the city, the Marazzo responds well to steering inputs. It has a relatively tight turning circle and it doesn't have pronounced body movements over bad roads, unlike a typical body-on-ladder car. The Marazzo slots right in between the Maruti Suzuki Ertiga and the Toyota Innova, and as an MPV it's very easy to recommend thanks to all the features, the light controls and the tractable and refined motor. But if you think you aren't going to use those 6 or 7 seats regularly, there are better 5-seat options out there. But in any case, the Marazzo still makes a very strong case for itself.